Hello everybody and welcome to another Beyond All Reason video. Today we have Ragnar versus Blodir. Now both these players are very high skilled players, literally in the top few of the entire game when it comes to 1v1. Ragnar we know well, we've seen him on the channel many a time, and the recent rising star of Blodir who did very well in the recent Bar Pro League, coming in second place. Ragnar unfortunately got knocked out relatively early in the series, and yeah, so it was quite a surprise. All new, mostly new players in the final of that. So I highly suggest you head on over to Barcast's channel to check out those final games. But here we have a different start position for Ragnar, deciding to start on this top hillside. Does limit his expansion substantially, but it's not too big of an issue, I believe. I mean, it limits his expansion substantially, so he cannot traverse this way. He has to push this way. Now, if he can secure the entire, like, top hillside, then even if he does manage to control this, he's given the entire rest of the map to Blodir. So we'll see what he does. Blodir, however, on a pretty normal start position here, deciding to only go double mechs first before he gets those extra mechs into grunts, building a lot of grunts. And he's playing Cortex. Ragnar is actually playing Arm. Don't see Arm very often, so it's nice to see a bit of a change. Ragnar going straight into blitzes. I don't know what his plan here is. Still into more blitzes. Now, at the same time, Blodir here just kind of spreading his units out across the map here, trying to find where Ragnar's base is. He's a bit unsure here as to what's going on, as there's been no units coming out from Ragnar, so he thinks he's having a bit of a defensive posture here. Now these grunts from Blodir may spot Ragnar. They don't, so he has no idea. Right now Blodir doing a great job at, if Ragnar was here, getting a simultaneous flank attack, but that doesn't matter because Ragnar's not there. And he's still thinking like, oh, maybe he's just not expanded, trying to attack where the base location would be. But now he's realized, oh, he's not there. So now it's an urgent race now to try and find where Ragnar's base is so you can get that information. These units are going to find Ragnar's base. But the question will be, will Blodir be able to get enough defense to deal with this? Blodir does not yet have a radar that can... Oh, he does actually just have a radar. So he has seen these units spotted coming in. He doesn't have quite enough forces here to stop these 5 blitzes. The initial scouts will do a bit of harassment damage as well. And a nice early raid here from Ragnar. Gets us a metal extractor, the defending forces, and some substantial energy damage. Pretty much every single one of Blodir's energies go up in smoke. Both construction vehicles, or bots rather, sorry for the camera out there. Blodir sent back to the Stone Age with only a single metal extractor that also goes down. Just the factory left. He doesn't have enough to get more than just that. No factory being able to be taken out yet. Luckily, this one expanding engineer did survive and has continued to expand. But Blodir now with 0 energy. See, that was smart of Ragnar there. He decided to take out all the energy. That meant that Blodir couldn't use his comms D-gun at all. And this has put Blodir massively on the back foot. Huge amount of economy damage for such an early raid, and advantage currently to Ragnar. However, Ragnar is having issues spending his economy. He's actually reclaimed his factory and currently has no unit production. What is he doing? Putting a radar on the hill here. Is he gonna try and get his... Oh, he's building a vehicle factory below so that he can expand with it. Ah. Interesting. But because of this like loss of unit production, he is kind of... He had a nice advantage, and he now has like somewhat lost it because of all this time he's had not building any units. I mean, economy differences, there's not that much in it. Surprisingly, Ragnar not forcing out this first engineer and this vehicle plant down here. To be fair though, Blodir knows where Ragnar is, knows he's up here. So he might not actually think about going to that bottom location to check it again. That was 3 grunts for a single pawn there. Not pawn, sorry, what I'm on about, blitzes. 3 grunts for a single blitz. Blodir now does have his factory back up and running, but he's obviously still a way behind when it comes to energy. But the first construction vehicle does come out now from Ragnar's bottom factory. Oh, this smaller. I've accidentally made this bigger. There we go. And a lot of LLTs being built by Ragnar here. He knows he's short on units, but this is making this game go a bit stale right now. Not much really going on right now. Both players basically removed their own bases. Well, Ragnar removed his base. Blodir lost his base, but Ragnar kind of contained himself. I'm surprised he didn't build like a bot lab down here instead, because then obviously he'd be able to traverse the hill. But saying that, the pawns are not going to go well versus grunts. That might be why. Blodir going for a bit more of a scout here. Does find Ragnar has moved out a little bit. Manages to catch that 1 grunt out. Ragnar needs more units on the field right now. He's very far behind when it comes to military units. He basically only has those 4 blitzes at the top, and that's it. Everything else he's got is just construction vehicles. So Ragnar's LLT heavy gameplay here, building laser towers everywhere. And finally starting to transition over to vehicles, some combat units. Ragnar is a bit light on energy right now, because he's trying to build a construction turret. At the same time, yep, goes up. The grunts don't manage to push in. And Ragnar trying to push out. He knows there's enemy units there. What I was going to say, why is he pushing out with that engineer? Meanwhile, all of the damage that was basically done to Blodir earlier on has been resolved. Blodir also now going into a construction turret himself, and Ragnar's kind of contained himself. And the blitzers not able to actually catch up enough with the grunts to deal with them, but there's plenty more blitzers where that came from now. Ragnar just using his commander there to cut them off. Blitzers are pretty good at dealing with grunts here. So Ragnar's still very heavy on the LLT front, building a lace tower at every single metal extractor. I mean, he kind of has to, because obviously Armada do not have access to the armed metal extractors like Blodir does. What we actually are seeing as well, which is interesting, is an extra vehicle lab on this north side here, and he's going to slowly start amassing stouts and a Janus, which will push through these forces quite quickly. Blodir is not aware that those are there yet. So that could be a surprise push. Ragnar trying to make a bit of a play here along the bottom. Not sure how much damage he's going to get to do here. There are so many grunts. We'll get that construction bot though. Kind of made it worth it. Gets a metal extractor as well, but another construction bot is already there to take its place. So it's a bit of a shame. Other than the initial raid, not too much damage done. What we are seeing though is Ragnar starting to push out. Ragnar's kind of holding this area here, and Blodir somewhat the same. Could argue that this section here is controlled by Blodir, which does give Blodir a bit of an advantage right now. Another nice raid down here we just missed, sorry. Getting this metal extractor and that metal extractor. Forcing Blodir down economy-wise. Blodir actually transitioning into air to get some shurikens up on the field. And here we see the first push, maybe, of the stouts for the Janus. Yeah. Dealt with easily. Not really making the most out of that push though with those. He's just trying to get some expansion mechs, which is fine, I guess. Ragnar's calm in a bit of a iffy spot up on this hill. Forces of Blodir now having to retreat as all of the tanks have been found. The expansion construction bots getting mopped up pretty quickly. We see the force of grunts here moving in. To be fair, the stouts should be fine versus all of that, especially with the Januses. They have quite a bit of splash damage. Meanwhile, a nice push through here from Ragnar. Pushes straight through a grunt line while his attention is elsewhere, but shurikens are now on the field, and they can turn the tide very quickly. Ragnar will have to start mixing in some whistlers into his mix in order to deal with the air. Question is Ragnar even aware of it yet? That is the thing to note. Still only bots are being reclaimed. Okay, still only going shurikens from Blodir. Nothing yet queued up in the vehicle lab. What's he gonna go? What's his plan? Just brutes. Okay. Both tank forces are meeting in the middle here. Maybe how to pick off this construction bot. Nope, manages to turn it around in time. Now this is a heavy push, but we're about to come against the shurikens. Shurikens have been spotted by Ragnar. Fortunately, he has nothing really to deal with these. He has no air plant of his own. He is trying to keep all his forces close together so that the blitzes here shoot down the shurikens. They do a fairly good job. And now with only 3 shurikens left, Ragnar starts moving forward again. Blitzes manage to shoot down the shurikens pretty quick. Ragnar actually moving his commander very far forward here into the middle. And Ragnar will quite easily, I believe, get that reclaim field. Pushing the blitzes a little far forward there. And as we quickly check the stats here, metal produced, Ragnar about 2k ahead. Energy produced fairly even. Considering Blodir lost so much energy at the beginning, he's actually managed to be in front when it comes to energy production at the moment. Metal produced, though, you can see there's only about 4 difference in metal produced right now. Ragnar just using his forces here to hold that reclaim field. And these 2 construction vehicles will be taken out by this single grunt. Ragnar just slowly moving forward here. Januses are pretty good. Don't actually see them quite so much anymore, especially in 1v1s. The guided rockets have quite a lot of impulse damage to them. But unfortunately, they are a bit slow and can't shoot backwards, and we notice them get wiped up pretty quickly here. Ragnar already with 2 construction bots holding this front line, getting all of that reclaim. Ragnar is losing a lot of forces here, though. He's about to lose the initiative. D-guns having to be forced off by Blodir. But Ragnar now with basically no tanks at all. And Ragnar's comm may be in a bit of a risky spot here. Whistler's not really going to cut it. Those construction vehicles get absolutely annihilated. And yeah, Ragnar forced back. Lost the reclaim field. 2.5k metal there. Oof. More shurikens out and about. These tanks here from Blodir trying to take out that northernmost factory. That is actually the only factory now, as Ragnar seems to have reclaimed the other one, which does leave a bit of an issue because these tanks are just going to roam right through and there's nothing to stop him. Blodir's tanks are going to get mopped up fairly well. Shurikens coming in again though, causing Ragnar more stress. All of those forces EMP'd. The comms laser doing a pretty good job at dealing with shurikens, but I don't know. I kind of would argue that initiative has been pushed back to Blodir here. Because of the location of the factory for Ragnar, he's got no good way to get reinforcements to any of this. Blodir pushes through and just, manages to break through these laser towers, which he can do quite easily. He's going to be able to just destroy all of that economy without much hassle. Now that Ragnar's lost control of this middle section, he's just going to have to chase enemy forces, and it's not really going to work out for him too well. I was going to say, I hear a zapping. It's that scout. Oh, and that scout that gets reclaimed. And here we go. Just as I mentioned, these forces can break through the LLTs. Ragnar is in trouble. Ragnar also with a very large amount of metal right now, because he has transitioned to Tech 2. Jaguars, if you aren't aware, have their own AA, which will deal with shurikens quite well. Are we seeing a move to Tech 2 from Blodir? No. But the production of shurikens has ceased. About to see a pretty decent economy here, I think, to Ragnar. If Blodir continued with his attack, but he doesn't actually. To be fair though, the lightning tank's not great against blitzes. Not blitzes, what am I on about? Sorry, brutes. Brain no worky. And that's why we see a transition over here, the bulls. A mixture of bulls and jags. The jags probably mostly for the AA, I guess. Ragnar here trying to make an impact. His commander, again, in a bit of a tough spot here with this force around here. Is Ragnar aware that there's a raider up on that hill? He is. Okay. Oof, this looks a bit dangerous. Double laser tower. One jag manages to arrive. Having to micro the jag here to try and dodge the shots. Manages to deal with that through. He should be able to keep that alive. Oh, manages to dodge the shot. Yeah, good micro there. Control from Ragnar. Oh, but this is a big push here from Blodir. Ragnar just being supported by 3 bulls and 2 janissaries. The D-gun goes off. D-gun misses. Now it connects. Manages to get 3 brutes. But again, Blodir is able to push straight past Ragnar's factory here. And he can come up now from behind, or he can just hit the entire economy in the back line of Ragnar's base. But on the bottom side here, good raid here from Ragnar, pushing straight in. He's going to be able to walk all the way down if he keeps going. These Jaguars are very quick. And the shurikens are not going to be able to stop them. Although this is a sizable tank force here, which is going to attempt to block them off. And does manage to succeed in that. Meanwhile, the brute force here of Blodir manages to get in behind Ragnar's base, and that's going to be a huge amount of economy damage again. And, it's not looking good. We can see that Blodir's just slowly pushing down on Ragnar's side here, getting these bottom metal extractors. They are mostly going to probably get cleaned up now, but at the same time, Ragnar's just constantly losing metal income here. The run-bys are just, well, running by him. And Blodir is now transitioned to Tech 2. His advantage that he had from Tech 2 will be over pretty soon. And Ragnar needs to make the most of this time. He is getting a lot of reclaim on the field right now. But these Jags are also idle as well. So they're going to die. And wasted, unfortunately. And this push also down here that was of Stouts and Jaguars are also going to get destroyed. They did get a big chunk of metal extractors on the bottom, but the engineer is still alive, so he's just going to be able to recap them very quickly. Metal extractors in the middle point as well. These units are so heavily damaged, a single hit from this metal extractor is probably going to kill them. Well, pretty much. Yeah. The armed metal extractor does its job and actually cleans up that push. Yeah, yes, this is the issue with Ragnar's position. He just doesn't have... He isn't able to inflict enough control over here that forces Blodir to move his forces there. But he's also given up entire control of this side. Now, maybe the plan was to win sooner than this, so that he didn't have to deal with it. But we see the first Tech 2 v Tech 2 fight here. And a few Tigers getting stuck. Blodir gets a nice D-gun there. Ragnar trying for some economy damage, but it's not really going to work out. All the air defense Jaguars are gone. And, oh, Blodir accidentally D-guns his own Tiger. But maybe we'll see something made from this now, as the Jaguars are going to try and field away the Shurikens. And the Bulls are going to come in, get a bit more economy damage. Only a single Jaguar managed to survive being stunned. There we go. Now they're all up. Blodir's moved his commander. Nice amount of economy damage now from Ragnar. It's the first time we've seen this for quite a while. It's going to be a lot of energy destroyed. The Tigers are desperately rushing down, trying to assist, trying to stop this damage, but not quick enough. A lot of energy goes. Energy converters going up as well. Construction turrets should survive, but we'll see. One Jaguar still alive, keeping the Shurikens at bay. That's a lot of damage. A lot of damage. Most of Blodir's energy has gone, and we can see with Blodir selected, his energy is just completely destroyed. This force will get wiped up pretty quickly. I'd be half tempted to self-D this right now to deny the reclaim. Ragnar does actually manage to get the air lab though. And with that, Blodir is now in trouble. With only 260 energy production currently and 40 metal. Ragnar very similar when it comes to metal production, but energy he is way ahead. The question is now, Ragnar needs to be able to use his resources. He's using this time now to invest in Tech 2 economy. Gonna try and get ahead now. He does have a couple of consoles out building mines everywhere. Which, interesting, I guess. rather than Ragnar doubling down and trying to push Blodir out here, he's just, well, investing in the long game, it seems. He's not ready to put the final nail in the coffin of Blodir. Ragnar with only 2 balls, make that 1 now. He doesn't have the forces to defend against that if it continues to push in. Blodir's com may actually end up being stuck here if he's not careful. And Ragnar just building lots of mines. Why is he building lots of mines? Who knows? Because he doesn't have the energy to keep them cloaked. So you keep seeing them flashing on and off. It's not a very good minefield if you can see it. Ragnar is queuing up a fusion though. That will completely solve all of his energy needs. And now, the thing is, Ragnar has spent a lot of time here building up his economy. Now, he knows that he's got a bit of time because he did do a lot of economy damage to Blodir. However, Blodir still has a lot of tanks. So, it's not like he's without forces right now. It is taking substantially longer to build this 10,000 energy tank. But, still, you know, we've got how many? 8 tigers on the field. To Ragnar's basically 0 tanks right now. Wow. Okay, that was surprising. Ragnar has also reclaimed his factory to get the metal in order to build the fusion. Ragnar's just full of absolutely crazy ideas here. Then using the consoles to build the Tech 1 Engineer construction vehicle so you can then rebuild the lab, I guess. Yes. Okay. Interesting play. I mean, he has plenty of energy now. As we see, his energy is 2.4 as opposed to the 900 of Blodir. And twice the metal income. Now Ragnar should be able to churn out units at a tremendous pace. Meanwhile, as we just go a bit of a look over the map here, we see a lot of economy still intact from Ragnar. Not really been touched. And Blodir is desperately trying to get it all back up. He has got res bots. He is resing all of the balls. So, although Blodir doesn't have the economy yet, he does have all of Ragnar's old units. Really, what Ragnar could do with doing is trying to clean up this bottom corner here. He knows it's there. And just needs to kind of remove some of the metal extractors from Blodir here. That's like 7 metal extractors. And obviously, the wall of energy here. But he's not. Ragnar's quite happy to sit back. How many tanks we've got now from Blodir? We're talking 10 tigers. Make that 11 tigers. Just on this line alone. And Ragnar being very, very passive right now. Which is surprising. We don't often see Ragnar play like this. Going for some Tech 2 pop-up turrets as well. And then building pawns. What are you doing? Although, at least it's like pawns and not like the Webbers or something absolutely crazy. But he's not building any more balls. Ragnar, what are you doing? I'm honestly unsure as to what he's doing right now. I don't think I've ever seen such unorthodox play. There are mines everywhere, which is going to make it very difficult for any form of like harassment to take place. But when it comes to just like traditional units, Ragnar has like nothing. He's got these 4 bulls that are being built, as opposed to like the 20-something enemy tanks that are here. And the brutes managed to get straight through the mines, so not really gonna do much there to help. Not only that, but now Blodir is aware that there are mines. Ragnar's comm is also now miles away from his actual factory. So if he needs to assist with a D-gun or anything like that, it's not going to happen. And Blodir now going in for a push. Manages to hit the mines, doing substantial damage to that bull. And this is not good for Ragnar. Trying to get a pop-up turret built. Not going to get built in time. Maybe it will get built in time. Just built in time. Pop-up turret is going to do some work here, helping out. But again, he's only got this front area protected. The whole back area is completely open right now. And the pawns, like the plan on the pawns is just to get more units on the field to soak up some damage here. Flak's been built though by Blodir as expecting some form of air from Ragnar, which there isn't any. Mine's actually causing substantial impulse damage here that's slowing down Blodir's forces. Oh wow, actually, okay, the mine's doing a pretty decent job, forcing Blodir to turn around. Now Ragnar can just rebuild that minefield. But still, Blodir is very much, I would argue, in control right now. Even though he's substantially behind when it comes to economy, Ragnar's just not really pushing out units. And again, we see the use of mines here. Boom. Another tiger goes up. Next mine. And another one. Boom. Both tanks gone. Another force of Tech 2 units here about to go into Blodir's forces, but decides to turn around. Good call. Ragnar, though, there's enemy forces up here that he hasn't even dealt with. He's sending a single bull to go deal with it, in the hopes that that will be enough. But these tanks can just move up the hill as well, so that isn't going to really do much. Ragnar still unable to clear off this bottom corner here. Doesn't have the spare forces really to go down there. Ragnar now moving his commander though back to the middle. Whereas Blodir has literally just kept his commander basically by his base the entire time. Now building his own fusion generator. And all of that energy damage that Ragnar did earlier on has basically been abated. Ragnar being way too passive here. If he's not careful, it's going to cost him the game. Ragnar is still miles ahead when it comes to metal produced. As we can see here, 162 as opposed to the 54. I mean, it is going back down now to 120, but still, Ragnar, a lot of metal. He just probably needs to focus on building a bit more tanks. He needs to flesh up his front line here. And prioritize on that. A lot of res bots here from Blodir. Blodir has stockpiled a lot of tanks. That's the main thing, right? And because he's stockpiled them for so long, he doesn't really matter if he has been losing them. But if Ragnar can just keep outproducing and slowly whittle down the tanks that he has, Ragnar can outproduce him. And finally we see 3 bulls here pushing into this metal point that Blodir has owned for ages. And this will be good to finally see this corner dealt with. Ragnar trying to retake control of the middle area. And I would say he's done that fairly successfully. The pawns, though, not really fulfilling too much of a role. Oh, Quakers. Not just one Quaker, but 2 Quakers. Make that 3. A lot of long-range damage from those. And splash, which makes those pawns pretty useless. The solars in this bottom corner getting killed by these balls. Blodir trying to secure it with what's left of a couple of tigers, but he just needs to kill these construction bots. Yeah. Now he doesn't have to worry too much about this because it's not going to get rebuilt for a while. These balls get stuck on the hill though. And I think Blodir's got enough to clear that up. Although, bad mistake there with that Quaker. Moves it into range of the balls and gets mopped up pretty quickly. Also, again, mistake here with the radar vehicle. It's a bit... No, actually managed to clear out the ball. That's fine. Wow. I wasn't expecting these balls at the bottom to stay alive, but they did. And have done a great job at clearing this bottom corner up. They won't last much longer as this force here is about to move up. But finally managing to clear off that corner. The economy difference now is substantial. Ragnar running on 3 fusions right now. With 4 fusions and some advanced energy converters have been built as well. Whereas if we look at Blodir's base here, mass storage has been made, but only a single fusion. And Ragnar betted on the long game, and it does seem like that may be starting to pay off. Bombers have been built. Could we see the bombing run here that's about to end the game? The fusion goes down. That'll be it for Blodir. There'll be no coming back. No energy production. He's relying on that fusion basically to provide him the energy needed to build those tigers. He's desperately trying to get some Tech 2 metal extractors up, but we can now see the wall of balls finally appeared from Ragnar as he's managed to transition over to actual units. And Ragnar being very, very economy focused this game. Very porky. He's built a lot of static defenses, and by a lot I mean a lot. And I don't think I've seen so many mines built in 1v1 either. Although he is giving all the reclaim fields here to Blodir. Lots of resurrected units here to be had for Blodir. Oh, waiting for this beautiful bombing run to come in. And here we go. We're about to see it. Nope, they're just going around in circles. Someone said they wanted some multiple angles of shots, so here you go. Finally, these things on the hill. Oh, that Quaker actually misses and shoots over the hill, which is beautiful. But here we go. Here come the bombers. No air defense. And as the bombers are moving their way in, a little bit of air defense. Not enough. Seeing the fusion now. Doesn't change target. Goes for the windmills. The entire windmill farm does go. Time to change targets perhaps. Bombs on the fusion. Oh, fusion is still alive somehow. 400 health. This bombing run will be enough though. And with that, Blodir now basically has 0 energy left, just some windmills. The wreck is still there, so in theory he could resurrect it. Going for the continued bomb on the wreck of the fusion there, hoping to completely deny the resurrect. As we zoom out again very quickly, we can see Blodir here decided to try and go for an attack. trying to get some damage. Ragnar has very much fortified those positions. It's going to be difficult for Blodir to get in. And Ragnar here doing the same, pushing in. Blodir has no defenses. And with that, Blodir calls GG. So, very interesting game. Ragnar took a very long time to win that. Very, very defense-heavy orientation. His start position on the top is, well, very interesting. Sacrificed so much map control early game for that. And even into, like, late game, he just completely lost control of the bottom half of the map. But at the end of the day, he won. So, well played, Ragnar. Don't forget, if you've got any videos you would like me to make, any casts of games, just feel free to send them on over. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.